Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Louisiana, the Honorable Jeff Landry.
Mr. President, I would tell you and the representatives and senators that escorted me that we'll do this at least one more time before the regular session, and so we'll have it perfected for the rest of the term. Please sit. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, members of the House and Senate, thank you for your cordial welcome. May I begin by recognizing on this day Dr. Martin Luther King, whose moral fortitude and spiritual inspiration allowed millions to live the American dream. And I would like to begin with one of my favorite quotes of his many, that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Our state's DNA is directly connected to the diverse and varied relationships that we all share with one another. Diverse relationships between our friends, our acquaintances, our neighbors, our old classmates, our co-workers, our caregivers, our colleagues, our family, and each other right here in this room. For our culture is built upon relationships. And we are here today because we have inherited the issues that others have laid at our feet. So let us accept that task. Let us do the work that is incumbent upon us so that we can move towards solving much larger problems for the people of this great state. Now, I am well aware that Huey Long was shot over redistricting matters. And I am hopeful and I am confident that we can dispose of this matter without you all disposing of me. Is that fair? Because, you know, for various reasons, both known and unknown, spoken and unspoken, closure of this redistricting problem has evaded us. It is time to stop averting the issue and confront it head on. We are here today because the federal courts have ordered us to perform our job. Our job, which is not finished. Our job that our own laws direct us to complete. And our job that our individual oaths promise we would perform. To that end, I ask you to join me in adopting the redistricting maps that are proposed. These maps will satisfy the court and ensure that the congressional districts of our state are made right here in this legislature and not by some heavy-handed federal judge. We do not need a federal judge to do for us what the people of Louisiana have elected you to do for them. You are the voice of the people, and it is time that you use that voice. The people have sent us here to solve problems, not to exacerbate them, to heal divisions, not to widen them, to be fair and to be reasonable. The people of this state expect us to operate government efficiently and to act within the compliance of the laws of our nation and of our courts, even when we disagree with both of them. And let me say this, I know that many of you in this legislature have worked hard and endured and tried your very best to get this right. As Attorney General, I did everything I could to dispose of this litigation. I defended the redistricting plan adopted by this body as the will of the people. We sought a stay in the Fifth Circuit. We successfully stayed the case at the United States Supreme Court for more than a year, allowing the 2022 elections to proceed. Last October, we filed for writ of mandamus, which was granted in the Fifth Circuit, which would again allow us one more chance to take care of our business. However, when the Fifth Circuit panel ruled against us later in the fall, we filed for an en banc hearing, which they denied. We have exhausted all legal remedies, and we have labored with this issue for far too long. I recognize the difficulty of getting 144 people to agree on anything. My wife and I don't agree on everything. She's kept me for 21 years. But I sincerely commend you for the work you have done so far. But now, once and for all, I think it's time that we put this to bed. Let us make the necessary adjustments to heed the instructions of the court, take the pen out of the hand of a non-elected judge, and place it in your hands, in the hands of the people. It's really that simple. I would beg you, help me make this a reality in this special session for this special purpose on this special day. The redistricting challenge goes further than just our congressional maps. While one federal judge has the pen in her hand, another is eager to pick it up from his desk and redraw our Supreme Court. In 2021, in a regular session, the Senate passed a resolution, Resolution 248, asking the state Supreme Court to provide this legislature with the recommendations for redistricting their court. A wide majority of the court, over 2/3, has responded. Justice McCallum, Justice Genovese, Justice Crane, Justice Hughes, and Justice Griffin have conscientiously and unselfishly and courageously stepped forward and presented us with a map that redraws the Supreme Court districts in a manner that will comply with the Voting Rights Act and alleviate the costly litigation to the state. You can fulfill your responsibility and honorably meet your obligation to redistrict our high court so that the people of Louisiana will have a fair, democratic, and equally represented judiciary. The litigation involving our Supreme Court districts has been pending for quite some time. In fact, there are cases in all 3 federal districts in the state. Again, as Attorney General, we worked to defend the state and to have those cases dismissed. I know firsthand how indefensible these cases are. Our Supreme Court districts have been redistricted by this legislature only one time in 103 years. The result is that districts are grossly unbalanced, with 2 districts twice as large as another one. Last year, I negotiated a scheduling order with the plaintiffs in one of those cases, allowing the legislature, allowing you all, a chance to willingly handle our own affairs, rather than unwillingly have it done by another non-elected federal judge. I want to publicly commend the justices for their willingness to set aside any regard for their own careers or the power that they hold. They epitomize statesmanship, honor, integrity, and the very embodiment of fairness. They are a reflection of our people's goodness, decency, and justness. Every single person in this great state can look up to them with pride and reverence and a reborn confidence that the judicial system in this state is great and filled with men and women who will absolutely do the right thing. Just as we would respect and honor and comply with any decision reached by such a majority of this court. I ask you to respect that and adopt the court's redistricting map and allow the first seat to be filled this fall. Now, every voting age citizen in Louisiana may or may not join a political party of his or her choosing. It is a choice. It is their freedom. But if you choose to join a political party, it certainly is only fair and right that you have the ability to select your party's candidate for office without the interference of another party or without the distraction and the interference of a convoluted, complicated, and extended ballot to wade through and to decipher. As I traveled the state, I have listened carefully to those who seek a more focused electoral process where they may participate in the nomination of their party's chosen candidate. And I believe it is an issue that our legislature should consider. And we have included a proposal for a closed party primary system for your consideration for that very reason. Because it's about fairness. It's about simplicity. It's about clarity. And we have tested this system before in this state, and it works. The United States House Majority Leader, Steve Scalise, is in his seat as a result of being elected to Congress under a party primary system. Our state treasurer was elected to Congress under a tried and tested system. I was elected to Congress under a party primary system. President Joe Biden was elected in Louisiana's presidential primary, as was President Trump, and other presidential nominees that were put forward by this state were chosen in a party primary system, which allows the major parties to pick their candidates. It is fair and it is common sense. And as for our independent or no party voters who by their own choice decide not to join a party, their voice is heard and their votes are counted. Counted on a simpler, shorter, clearer November election ballot containing generally one Democrat, one Republican, and ballot qualifying independent candidates. Some things make Louisiana unique. Our food, our music, and our culture. These are sources of our pride. However, our jungle primary system is the only one of its kind in this country. It is a relic of the past, which I believe has left us dead last. All of our fellow southern states are succeeding. They have a closed primary system, a process which results in stronger, more unified elected leaders. It is time to rewrite our story and to move to a similar system we have already tried, we have already tested, and still use in presidential primaries and will use in February of this year. As we work on other electoral reforms with these redistricting maps, now is the time to also deal, I believe, with this common sense change. Today, we honor Dr. Martin Luther King. And I do not believe that it is mere irony that finds us here today, on this great day, on this consecrated day, where we seek to amplify the voice of few, where we seek to broaden the opportunity for participation in the government and governance of our people. The courage and the wisdom and the relentless pursuit of fairness in our electoral process was exactly what Dr. King spoke for. And so it should be profoundly moving that we do this on this day. In fact, his words in 1968, I believe, are wholly appropriate 56 years later at this very hour, where he said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." You see, for Dr. King's, his was an uphill journey into the headwinds of hate. His was a march into a battle, while ours is a mere walk in the park. His was a persecution for speaking his truth, while ours is just a comfortable dialogue. His was a mighty shove, while yours is simply a mere push of the button. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take these affairs and the things that have divided us in this state off the table so we can begin the work that the people have sent us here. God bless you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless the people of Louisiana, and God bless the people we represent. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Governor.